We've all seen them. Massive military parades in Russia, China, North Korea, tanks rolling, missiles on display, thousands of troops marching in perfect formation. But here's a question. Why doesn't the United States hold military parades like that? The answer lies in history, values, and a few surprising facts you might not expect. 1. The US has held military parades. Just rarely. Let's get this straight. The US does hold military parades, but only on rare and significant occasions, like the end of major wars. The last major one? The 1991 Gulf War Victory Parade in Washington, D.C. 2. Parades aren't the American style of power projection. The US doesn't rely on parades to showcase strength. It relies on global presence, overseas bases, carrier fleets, space tech, and cyber defense. Its visibility is strategic, not theatrical. 3. Founding principles, civilian control of the military. From day one, America's founders were wary of standing armies. Military parades, especially the kind we associate with authoritarian regimes, clash with the deeply rooted belief in civilian-led government and restrained military displays. 4. Parades are often linked to authoritarianism. North Korea, Russia, and China use parades to project strength, control, and nationalism. These spectacles aren't just celebrations, they're political theater. In the US, that type of display is often seen as uncomfortably close to militarism. 5. The American military focuses on readiness, not display. Massive military parades require time, planning, and cost. The US military prioritizes training, mobility, and rapid deployment. A parade-ready tank? Cool. A battle-ready one? More important. 6. There are already symbols of honor and pride. Instead of parades, the US celebrates military service through Veterans Day, Memorial Day, air shows, flyovers, 4th of July events, and military funeral honors. These are more reflective of honor and remembrance than power projection. 7. The 2018 Trump parade plan and why it didn't happen. In 2018, then-President Donald Trump proposed a grand military parade in D.C. The plan stirred controversy, with critics saying it felt too authoritarian and would cost over $90 million. The plan was eventually cancelled. 8. Cost and logistics are major factors. Military parades aren't cheap. Moving tanks, jets, troops, and equipment for a non-combat event is expensive and time-consuming. It's hard to justify when those resources are better used elsewhere. 9. American culture values modesty and power. There's a cultural mindset. Speak softly and carry a big stick. Americans generally trust that their military is the best, but don't feel the need to constantly prove it with spectacle. 10. We celebrate service, not force. Military parades often glorify weapons and domination. US culture leans more towards celebrating sacrifice, courage, and service, not intimidation. 11. We already show strength everywhere else. With military operations in over 70 countries, joint training missions, NATO leadership, and the largest defense budget in the world, the US doesn't need to hold a parade to flex muscle. It's already visible globally. 12. But there are military displays, just not on the streets. Check out air shows like Thunderbirds or Blue Angels and massive naval fleet weeks. These displays honor the military, excite the public, and promote recruitment without feeling militaristic. 13. The US parades are reserved for victory. When America does parade, it's not to intimidate, it's to celebrate, like in 1945 after World War II or 1991 after the Gulf War. Not to show off power, but to honor service and victory. 14. The National Mall is sacred ground. Unlike Red Square or Tiananmen, the National Mall is a symbol of democracy, civil rights, and memorials to the fallen. Filling it with tanks and missiles? That's a hard cultural sell. 15. The military itself often opposes parades. Believe it or not, top military leaders often discourage full-scale parades. Why? It diverts readiness, creates logistics nightmares, and feels politicized, things the military prefers to avoid. 16. Local leaders often resist parades. Mayors and city planners worry about infrastructure damage, traffic chaos, and cost sharing. Tanks can literally crack pavement, not a great look in a city full of tourists and politics. 17. The US trusts its image abroad. America's soft power, media, brands, movies, education, already shapes its global image. Military parades? That feels more like a step back to Cold War-era showboating. 18. It's all about message control. A parade can be misinterpreted. Is it intimidation, celebration, politics? In today's hyper-partisan climate, the message can easily backfire. 19. Small-scale parades do happen, just locally. Military appreciation parades do take place in small towns and cities, but they're usually about community support, not national muscle. 20. Bottom line, America shows power differently. The US doesn't need military parades to prove anything. Its strength is in its global reach, technological dominance and volunteer force. It prefers strength without spectacle, a quiet confidence that speaks louder than tanks on parade. So the next time you see a massive military parade in another country, remember this. America's strength isn't about flexing for the cameras, it's about global reach, quiet power, and deeply held democratic values. The absence of parades isn't weakness, it's intention. If you enjoyed learning the why behind this overlooked part of US culture, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your thoughts. What do you think? Should the US hold military parades, or is it better without them? Thanks for watching, and stay curious.